Welcome to today's stream. This is Skyforge, and I haven't been streaming in a while. I've been busy playing other video games. Um, I plan on getting to the streaming part of the game. This is towards the end of the invasion. Um, Basically, I've been playing like different games like Rec Room and uh, what was that? Christopher Allen, Skyforge, sometimes, and Destiny 2, which apparently has a bug on Destiny 2 where you can't load into the tower. So I'm on here now. Most likely nobody's really up. So right now I'm just picking out the thumbtack for my video. Edit. I'm gonna pick a thumbtack. There we go. Not really. There we go. Should have got a smaller one. Hmm. That have to do. It made it easy for us to put a thumbtack on. Now I gotta go to my server I'm on, and yeah. So I post stuff on here. Weird. So I'm on an NA server, and yeah, I'm just on here just chilling. I didn't know they added some new stuff on here for the server, but apparently they're gonna be updating the server to do certain things with the integrity. I seen it on Discord on RU. It's weird. Let's see what we got here. They, I wish they would have added this a long time ago. I don't even use seals on here for some reason. But yeah, whatever. So as you can see, we're still on. We got 2 days left in the invasion. I haven't really been grinding out this invasion. I just been um, playing other games. You know, yeah, as you can see, I haven't even did any of these. So today I'm gonna do some directives. I don't have any skips or anything like that. I don't stream that much. anymore because you have to have a large audience, and I'm just lacking in that department. I don't stream a lot. Um, I'm currently unemployed again, so income is not an issue for me, but yeah, it's kind of rough right now. So I figure I'd just get on the stream, see what happens. The state this game is terrible. Um, they should have added new stuff to this game a while ago. Uh, you know, yeah, I can use many examples where I have told game developers what they should add and what they shouldn't add, and nothing ever changes. The bad part about being on the back end of not being able to change anything is that your game doesn't flourish, right? Let's say you make a game and you say, okay, I want to get a feedback, but you don't listen to the feedback, and then the game dies. The main thing I notice about that situation with people that does things like that is that they don't want to relish the idea of a change within their vision, which is sometimes needed and sometimes it's not needed. But the main goal to having the feedback is to capitalize on the community thoughts about your video game that you created or that you took over or that you're publishing. This game right here had potential to be great. They could have added new raids. They could have added new dungeons. They could have did a lot of stuff with this game. It 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 could have went either which way. Um, I had an issue with this same. I had the same issue with other games I played where I propose ideas to the game because I'm kind of like a concept artist myself, and nobody really pay attention to um, what I have to say or what the community has to say. They just throw it out and they be like, "Oh no, we want to go with this direction." Well, you have control over what you do on your game, but the community is what make your game flourishing. You know, basically, the way I look at game development is that you're helping develop the game so you can bring in revenue. I thought that's why you are a developer. Um, if you're not accepting any feedback, I don't know how you plan on getting any money because if your ideas is not working, then you need a backbone um, to uh, ensure that you have an income. Because at the end of the day, you end up having to lay off workers. Like I had a game that I was playing, and they were kind of biased to a certain degree. I'm not gonna name the game, and it it destroyed the game. It lay off a bunch of people. You know, it didn't have the feedback. Like I don't know what else more you need to be proven when it comes down to feedback from the community. If you don't listen to your community, the game won't go far. And if it do go far, it won't last long. Um, Skyforge is a greatly good potential. Like I have pitched ideas like class enhancements, enhancing your class tree, making new class trees. It's been all pitched down the line. Like it's been suggested, numerous occasions from me myself. Um, Getting feedback from the game at this point could be utterly useless. or very useful. You have to wonder, like, with a game like this, would anybody ever listen to um, the community? The game is in a dying state. This game particularly, um, it's really not in a good state right now. Um, like I said, you seen that I haven't been really farming this game at all. Um, I wanted to start my own business that was like dealing with anti-cheat and all that, and like mix it up with this policing the games. But there's not really a lot of opportunities out there for me when it comes out of that. Um, of course, I'm in America. You know, in America they demand you to have a degree, but it's not that difficult to click a button and ban a player or catch a player that violates the rules. You know, the reason why I wanted to start my own business though, when it comes down to stuff like that, is because I have more control over like the appeals, the policing of the game. Um, I had I know I'm getting off subject here, but on Skyforge they don't have a lot of policing on here. Um, not that I know of. Like I said, I pitched a couple of ideas. When it comes down to like the game itself, but this game is not oriented to accept feedback. It seems like it's weird. Well, maybe it's on the Russian servers. I don't know what's going on over there. It's kind of isolated. The servers are isolated when it comes down to like um feedback. Cause like cause when, I'm getting off subject on both ends when it comes down to policing and ideas with the game. When I went to the website, I didn't really see anybody interacting with the feedback system. Not really the feedback, but more so the community page. So that lets me know the state of the game is really dire. To turn things around, you may need to take the offer of just rehamping the whole system, get better feedback, have a survey. I haven't seen surveys in the Discord in like about a year or two. I haven't seen it in there at all. But the game is really dull right now. But for people that's gonna be viewing this video later on, just leave some in the comment section. Have you ever played this game? If you have, like, what do you feel that needs to change in this game? Because honestly, I've been playing this game for about 3 or 4 years. I'm pretty much, honestly, like, tired of the same content. Um, it doesn't breathe the same excitement like it used to when I first started it. In fact, I didn't really have an idea of how this game worked. So I don't know. It doesn't move in the direction that most other games move in. They're successful and they're flourishing. Um, yeah, just give me a few ideas of what was your thoughts when you first got on this game. Cause right now I'm at a place where it's like same content, same everything. It's really crazy. When I got on today, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try streaming Skyforge and streaming other games and try to get into the streamer world, make money off of there since I like to be at home most of the time. But I'm not really much of a talker when it comes down to like streaming. But this game makes me want to talk because it's like every time I turn around with these feedbacks or MMO games, they're not really they're not they're not really listening to anybody. So I don't know how you expect to roll a game like this. Now the people that were content creating for this game, I don't think they still play this game. There's only a fair few on the RU server that play this game, but I don't know. Let's see here. It's not a pay. It's not. The good thing about this is not paid for progression. You can get urgings and stuff if you know what you're doing, but most of the time with this game, it comes with all the DLCs. You know, which is no DLC really to it. It's just an MMO. No. The only thing you really have to pay for is probably like the legendary weapons. Um, from what I have noticed, that hasn't changed. The content, like in-game content, still haven't can't change. Um, really, the only thing I think changed was some of the atlases that they had brought out, but they're kind of different. Mm, so, so a lot of people be wondering you know, to my to your surprise, like, why do Amadale wants to stream this game? Well, it's easy to talk. It's easy to get through the content in the morning. Don't have to deal with a lot of drama in the morning. Um, Community for this server is a little different when it comes down to like drama wise and crazy stuff. But other than that, it's manageable. When I first started this game, I wasn't getting along with certain people on the game, but I learned that if you do directives and you just stay out of the main rooms like the observatory, you'll find yourself getting things done and staying out of people's drama. Mm, that's just how I feel about it. Right now, I'm in a place where I'm just want to be heard when it comes down to certain stuff. Um, my personal opinion about this game varies based on like if they bring new content or not. Because right now, I'm not too sure if they're gonna last. Oh God, I forgot this. Oh man, I'm not too sure if they're gonna last long doing what they're doing now. Currently, to date, with this video, we have a thing called Pan Wars that's in here. That's kind of fun. I mean, but that's that's not gonna revive the game at all. It's not that's not it. I say about a year time on PvE, you'll pretty much have the hang of this game. I understand how it's supposed to be played, but for the people that don't know how this game is supposed to be played, I don't know what to say for you. It's really easy to understand the game. I think I got lazy on this game though. I need a real MMO to play like that's really not that boring. So what I've been doing, and believe it or not, I've been going on PC. I've been looking for real MMO games, and this right here is ridiculous. That's what I'm talking about. I was stuck for over 30. Oh my God. I've been looking for real MMOs. It's to my surprise, there's not a single MMO I will play that is worth my time. It's like rinse and repeat and washed up MMOs that won't listen to the community. They have these volunteer programs that they don't watch over. Uh, they have some beta stuff, but it's not good enough where it's like I can actually um, take time out and look at it and be like, oh yeah, this is a cool MMO. I would love to play this game. No, it's not one of those MMOs. I can actually just say, look at it and be like, oh yeah, sure. You know, I want to play this game, and it's a good game to start playing. I'm not gonna be able to do that. The biggest issue with these MMOs is that, um, like I said, they won't listen to the feedback. Um, when that's going on, then you can expect disaster. Some games is they're able to do that without the feedback, but majority of the games flourish better when it's community based or if it's well developed at the beginning and they continue with the feedback that way. Like it's either they will develop it and then they go feedback or they go feedback and then they develop it or add on to it. Kind of like Warframe did. Um, I don't know if any MMO is going to be like Warframe. There's been plenty of other MMOs that try to mimic Warframe, but you know, like with the crossplay and stuff. Um, I don't know. Like it's a mystery where games go these days. And some of the developers of these games, they're so just different. They won't accept any type of feedback that's relevant. They don't think your feedback is relevant in certain games that I have played, and it is relevant. So, mm, I've been trying to get into like gaming industries to like get my foot in the door with understanding how they develop games and get a little. Hold on, I had to sneeze. Get a little extra experience, but I have no luck with that. Now the business that I'm trying to start up is like for monitoring bad behavior, um, increasing the anti-cheat, the scan for cheats that are not legitimately part of the game, and the police a server the correct way. It makes no sense why certain games got like hacks, any type of third-party program stuff. Now, there's a fine line between like modifications on a game like GTA, you know, where they allow it on 5M. You know, they got their own, they can make their own server and modify it to their own benefit. But like games like Call of Duty and um, Halo and all that, it shouldn't be no hacks on there. Should not. And a lot of these, you know, gaming companies are using, which is not bad, but they're using a lot of AI anti cheat to do their job for them, and it clogs up the positions, and it saves money. Um, it saves money to do the anti-cheat way, which I can agree to disagree. I don't rely on like systematic stuff to do my job for me. I mean, anybody can find a way around an anti-cheat, given that if they're more intelligent than the anti-cheat, or they figure out what filters or what you're looking for. Obviously, in the anti-cheat, you're looking for keywords. The biggest loophole in the anti-cheat is the keywords in the program and the source of the cheat. Why are you running anti-cheat on your game when they can completely loophole the whole situation by just simply changing the keyword or the file source code? I mean, why? Why would you rely on that? They can completely go undetected like that. Now, we went from feedback to community feedback to development to all that stuff. I'm just up in the upboard for conversation when it comes down to something like that, because it's like some of these gaming companies are flawed with many of problems that they just don't address. We got anti-cheat, the lack of feedback, the lack of development. It's a money grab. You would get more money if you was more involved with your game. Now, granted that you don't really need to do any work, but I'm not a game developer, but if you're more involved with your game, you most likely get a lot out of it. You get what you put out. Now, gaming companies, it's not perfect, but hold on, let me see if this works. Okay, it does. But you're going through um a whole vendetta of game dying, MMOs dying, nothing new. Make something new. Make it better anti-cheat. This goes for any gaming company. Make something that's detectable. Like that can detect anything. You know, they have good ones. They have some good anti cheats, but when I was growing up in gaming, they listened to your feedback and they had good anti cheats. Well, they didn't have anti cheats, but they had systems that can detect cheats, and then the people that were over that, like moderators, would go in the game and eliminate them by banning them. What happened to the gaming industry when it comes down to that? Then they also had a time where it wasn't um it wasn't money based, because like you go to Call of Duty, like for example, you go to Call of Duty, that's money based. You come to Skyforge, it's almost money based. You can buy anything. You can buy credits. You can buy anything, everything underneath the sun that's in the game, which is not always a good thing because that takes away from the game. It takes away the work that the person put into the game. Make it where they have to grind for the resources. Stop, you know, making this all about money. The money's gonna come regardless. But if you keep putting microtransactions in the game, it's kind of like spoil the fact. It ruins the reason to play the game. Now, luckily, this game is not the type of game. Now, Skyforge, I want to say something. This is very conflictive information. If you know how to play this game correctly, you don't need a lot of money to get where you're going. You can grind out the currency, get it done. The problem with this game, Skyforge, Doesn't have nothing to do with anti-cheat. It's that it's, it's the biggest issue with this game. And I'm gonna state this again. It's not the anti-cheat. It's not none of that because it's not PC based. Even though it has a PC version to it. For PlayStation users, Xbox users, the biggest issue in our youth servers is that they're not listening to a doggone feedback. They're taking the game at their own discretion, and there's not enough listening. When people are warning you about something, when like for example, hey, you should add class trees, or you should do this, or you should do that. Just simple stuff like that. I mean, you ain't gotta listen. That's not what I'm saying. But it would be good to just get, oh, well, we'll consider it, but we're not guaranteed to add it to the game. Which has been said to me many a times, but the problem is that they're trying to, from what I heard, they're trying to buff the weapons or do something with the weapons or something. They should have just added trees for the class. That's what they should have done. They should have added trees for the class. Um, Certain classes are stronger than others, like the outlaw is very powerful in PvP. I don't know in PvE though. Revenant's pretty good. If you want to check that out, if you do play this game. But certain classes are powerful, and they don't need a nerf for nothing. They just already powerful. They just need more development, need more buffs to them. You know, to make the game interesting for PvE. Like, come on, guys, or make a new lore or a story. Stop being lazy. That's the point of what I'm trying to say. Like, a lot of these game developers on these MMOs are lazy. They're not passionate about what they're doing. So that's just a real rant that I wanted to have today. But I was thinking about making a gaming business that deals with moderation and stuff. Like I'm not feeling this anti-cheat stuff because it's not fun. It's just so original. Come up with something new. Eventually, these hackers on these other games, oh crap, are gonna they're gonna get around that eventually. So I was thinking like, yeah, what if I had a company that was policing the games that y'all wanna, moderate? You know, I could just, help them police those games without having to rely on anti-cheats. Because when you buy an anti-cheat, it goes to the business that you got it from. What the heck is this thing shooting at? What the heck? And all those anti-cheats are doing is doing kernel level scans. Some gaming companies can't afford anti-cheat or policing, so they hire volunteer people that, for a while, that they, you know, with certain credentials, they uh, they stay around and they help the game. But when the game go dry, they be like, it's time to get out of here. I just came from a game, um, where they were doing that. They stayed for a little bit, and then they left the game after it died. They had a major layoff. The game that I came from, They don't they they don't know what direction to go in. That's the thing about gaming companies. When you go dull, or when you start a game, like when you first started, um, you have a sense of direction where you want the game to go. But if you have the wrong people in the community giving you advice or feedback, and this is probably contradicting what I just said, you can find yourself killing your game more than helping your game and helping your pockets. This is why you need people that play your game to um, have the insight. Now, I'm not really a manager or nothing like that. People say I should be in leadership in certain areas, but you'll know if a person is not really helpful to your game. If they don't have good feedback of what's going on inside the game, they're wasting your time and they're wasting the community time. They're taking up space. Some of these gaming companies, and this is what happened with Warframe, they have volunteer mods on there and they had guys of the Lotus. They realized that those people had let that power go to their head and they really was not helping helping the business and they really wasn't helping the moderation team that were getting paid. So they trashed the whole program itself. If your game is not being helped, this is for any game. If it's not really being beneficial to you and the people that are voluntarily helping you, it's not living up to the expectations, which is reporting, giving feedback, relevant feedback that can help you get out of this drought or help you get out of any drought, then you need to trash that whole project of people because they're not helping your company grow and they're not helping the community grow and they're not helping with anything that's really significant to the game itself. They're just taking up the room from other people being able to do what they do. That's with any game. It's not just with Warframe or Skyforge or anything like that. Like if they're not helping, dude, why are you in that position? That is, you need somebody that's not leeching to help you grow your game, or you're gonna be in that drought for the remaining of the time that you're taking over the game. Skyforge had a history of mixtures of people taking advantage of bugs or taking advantage of exploits. This is in the past. This is not now. I'm just letting you know, whoever reads this video, that this game has a history. And then the game developers that were previously was considered my games didn't care too much about the game for a while because it's all about the money. You guys gotta let that stuff go because the money will come regardless. Help grow your community, dude. Like you're killing your game. Doesn't make no sense. You already got as much money as you can. Um, if you're not gonna listen to the people, just let them be known that you're not listening to people, which that's what they've been doing. Like every gaming company that have um, taken over this game has not listened to anything that the community has said, and the community has not made it known that hey, we want this, hey, we want that. No, it's 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 up to you guys if you want to listen to us or not at this point, because yeah, nobody's gonna waste their breath on a dying game. If you wasn't gonna take the game serious, then you shouldn't have picked it up or consider it a project. You know. Now they don't. It's becoming very noticeable they don't care about this game. The new gaming company don't really seem to care about the game. It's no response. I've been around the community and I've been watching from the sidelines, but in this live stream, it's not just about the ranting. It's about the lack of concern for what you picked up. Like this game's been around for a very long time, and every gaming company that keeps picking it up, they don't they don't seem to be able to do nothing with it because you're not listening to the game community. So hopefully, if they do end up, you know, if they ended up selling it to the highest bidder, which will be another gaming publisher, hopefully they listen because these publishers don't listen. Whoever's taking over this game, they don't listen to anything. They need a concept artist that's in that on their team, and they need developers, quality of life workers, and they need an extra moderation team because the game is on life support right now. They should be able to fix these issues that this game have. Sound glitch should have been fixed when my games was here. They never looked into it and never fixed it. So yeah, yep. Now PlayStation, they if they roll in this game, they probably could fix the game, but I doubt it. I'm gonna see if there's a feedback on this game and leave feedback, see what they do with it. I bet you they don't do anything with it. They don't. I never seen the survey. I haven't seen the survey in a while. What the heck? Where's my character? Hold up. That was weird. Game is so buggy. Hmm. Just me ranting. I haven't been on here in a while. They removed the atlases inside the hostile territory, which was really stupid. But I don't like it's certain stuff that makes no sense. Certain stuff that's useless. Uh, once you remove certain stuff, like I said, class abilities are fine. What was it? Class abilities is fine, but I still think they should have added the class trees, made new trees for the classes. But you know, so it can be more like a BDO setting. But I guess they're doing it with the weapons. I guess I don't know. Just a lack of feedback. They don't listen to nobody. Oh man. Jesus. Can't believe I'm streaming early in the morning. Let me go down here. What the heck? Who just grabbed me? I thought I seen somebody grab me. What the hell? I turned the sound off of this thing because this thing has a sound glitch, and I just didn't want to have to deal with it. Alright. Oh, I'm not doing toxic slam. I'm gonna see if they have a feedback. Give me a second. On the Discord at least. Heard if they did. Okay. Let's see here. Apparently they don't. I'm not surprised. Let's see here. Let's see here. Hold up. Let me see here. Oh. Let's see here. Hmm. I'm trying to see something here. So when you go to Google and search up Skyforge for a feedback page, they don't seem to have one. So you don't even have a feedback page. Wow. Amazing. Didn't think I'd see that. I thought it was delusional. But yeah, that's why this game is not um it doesn't have a real statistic when it comes down to feedback. Hold on. Let's see something here. Um, yeah. So they don't seem to have anything. Mm, mm, weird. So if you are playing this game, you are doomed to not be able to leave any feedback or concern unless you are using the support ticket. Huh. That's really not good. I just wanted to rant, but that was a downer for me. Yeah. I just wanted to rant today. That's a killer for me. I'm gonna close off today's stream though. I just wanted to rant and talk about what's going on. This game is really not worth playing at this point.